Hey there guys, so before we talk about Wonder Woman, I first need to show you this. Wonder Woman is the latest film in the DC universe of comic book movies, and they needed this to be a good movie. And not only that, I think we all needed this to be a phenomenal movie to restore our faith in the DC universe. And was this a good movie? Hang on just 1 second, and we'll talk about that. This movie's directed by Patty Jenkins, who's mostly known for directing TV shows, and I would say her most famous movie is Monster, which is also about female empowerment in a very dark, weird, disgusting way. Now, let's talk about Batman v Superman. Like it or hate it, one of the best surprises about that movie was Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. And as far as Gal Gadot's performance, Gal Gadot, it doesn't matter how I say her name, 27,000 people down below in the comments will say I said it wrong, even if I say it right. I'm just going to refer to Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman from now on, because in my head, that's who she is now. Now, as far as her performance goes in this film as Wonder Woman, I really bought into it. She brought a different element that I wasn't quite expecting. She has subtleties about her, and I really enjoy that. I really enjoyed her natural foreign accent as Wonder Woman. It made me buy into the character, and you really felt like she was from this foreign, magical, and mystical, faraway land. In the movie, when she's holding up her shield and swinging her sword and wrapping the lasso of truth around people, I was thinking to myself, that is Wonder Woman, and I was also thinking, I want her to wrap the lasso of truth around me. That just sounds like a really good time. Now, the first act of this movie is a straight-up origin story, and it takes place on the island of Themyscira. You see a young Princess Diana training to be a warrior one day, and I really appreciated how quickly the film progressed and didn't drag out her training sequences, and it just got on with the rest of the story. Now, one of the best things about this film is the chemistry between Chris Pine's character and Wonder Woman throughout this movie. Chris Pine's character is this World War I spy named Steve Trevors, and he and Princess Diana essentially have the same objective to end the war. But the most interesting thing is they both have different beliefs on how to stop the war. One's realistic and one's mythological. And for the most part, I thought it was really clever how they tied in this mythological backstory into real life events like World War I. But now let's talk about the character Stephen Rogers in this film. That's right, I just said Stephen Rogers, aka Captain America. And I don't feel mistaken when I say that. Because in the film Wonder Woman, the character Stephen Trevors is essentially Captain America without the super soldier serum. And speaking of Captain America the First Avenger, it also feels like the film Wonder Woman borrows a few plot elements from that movie and puts it into this one. And that's not even a complaint. I actually don't mind, and I think Wonder Woman is the better movie. Now, I do have a few other quick positives to mention about the film, and then we'll dive into everyone's favorite part, the negatives with the movie. One other aspect I really enjoyed about this film was the fish out of water story. You have this character, Wonder Woman, who's never been off of this island filled with chicks. She's never even seen a dude before. And then you take her and place her in this new environment, and everything that she's seeing and doing for the first time was really entertaining and comedic to watch. And speaking of the comedy aspect in this movie, sometimes when it comes to superhero comic book movies, when they interject that forced comedy to make people laugh and add levity to the movie, sometimes it takes me out of the movie and I'm just like, let's take shit serious. Let's go into battle, kick some ass. I don't need to laugh about something stupid. But in this movie, it works. But one of the best things that this movie does is it makes you buy into the character of Wonder Woman. And there's one scene that you've seen in the trailers, so I'm not spoiling anything. There's a scene in this film that takes place during World War I in the trenches. You have soldiers, they're down and out. There's blood, there's guts, there's gore. It's PG-13, so there's no guts or gore or blood. But it was the one scene in this film where I bought into Wonder Woman. It's where I got goosebumps all over me because she climbs out of this trench, she derobes, wearing the costume, walking straight at the enemies. Ooh, I just love scenes like that. Like, it literally gives me goosebumps down my arms. Now, here are my negatives with the movie Wonder Woman as I hold this sword. Now, Wonder Woman, once again, is a comic book superhero movie, and this movie has a lot of cliches in it that you've seen in other movies. But I will say, this movie handles those cliches as well as it possibly can. Now let's talk about the villains of this film. There's multiple villains in this movie, and I didn't really enjoy any of them. You have the dude who played William Stryker in X-Men Origins, playing once again another villain. He craves power, and he'll do anything to get it. And I hate to keep comparing this movie to Captain America the First Avenger, but this Nazi character in Wonder Woman was essentially Red Skull but without the Red Skull. And much like Captain America the First Avenger, he also has a sidekick character who's an evil scientist named Dr. Poison. And yeah, as far as Dr. Poison goes in this film, she was the most cliched, over-the-top character in the entire film, and every time she was on screen, it sort of took me out of the movie. She just really came across like this very heavy-handed, one-dimensional evil scientist. And also, at the very end of the movie, much like every comic book movie that comes out nowadays, it gets super heavy-handed with the CG to the point where it just feels like actors are standing in front of a green screen with a fan blowing on them. And it's forgivable for the most part, because in a superhero movie with godlike powers, you have to have this big destruction battle scene, but I just was expecting a little something more out of this movie, something a little bit more subtle. Now, here are my final flicking thoughts on Wonder Woman. This is arguably the best DC Universe film since Man of Steel. I prefer Man of Steel just a little bit more over this movie, but I can understand if you like this movie more than Man of Steel. I really felt like they did everything that they possibly could with the character of Wonder Woman to make you like the character, to make you get behind the character, to give her an origin story that was interesting. Wonder Woman isn't a perfect movie, but when it comes to a Wonder Woman movie, I really feel like it was the best thing that they possibly could have done with her. So I'm going to give the movie Wonder Woman a B+. It's a solid movie, it's really entertaining, go check it out, but I didn't really care about any of the villains or the antagonists of the film. Alright guys, that's my take on Wonder Woman. Now here's my question for you, and let me know down below. What did you guys like and dislike about the movie? Or who's your favorite female hero in any movie of all time? And before I go, I want to let you guys know how you can win some free Fandango $25 gift cards by downloading a really cool app called Popcorn Trivia. If you like movies and you want to test your movie knowledge, you can download the app completely free. There's hundreds of movies to choose from. You can play movie trivia by yourself or go up against other players to test your movie knowledge and get more questions right than them, because it will make you feel better about what you're doing in life. And also, throughout all of the trivia games, there's tons of factoids that you can learn about the movie as you play. And since I like you guys, this is a very special contest just for you guys watching this video. If you want a chance to win one of 4 $25 Fandango gift cards so you can go eat popcorn and watch movies at the theater, all you have to do is click the link down below in the description box, download Popcorn Trivia, it's completely free, and play the trivia game of Batman v Superman, all 3 acts. You don't have to get all of the questions right, just play the trivia game. And that's it, you're entered in to win, and I'll announce the winners this Monday. And if you want to test your knowledge for Wonder Woman the movie, that game will be available Friday on Popcorn Trivia as well. And if you want to win more free stuff, play any film in the superhero category in multiplayer and win, and you'll get free Wonder Woman gear for your popcorn avatar. By the way, check out the biceps on this popcorn avatar. They based that on me. That's not true. As always guys, thanks for watching, make sure you subscribe. That way, I can see you next time.